All right, a lot of people have been messaging me freaked out about this, and I want to just dispel some myths real quick. So last month, Marjorie Taylor Green introduced something in Congress that reads as if it would make Antifa or anti-fascism terrorism. And the misinformation that's going around, this is not intentional, this is misinformation, is that this is a bill, a law that would make anti-fascism or Antifa illegal. So people have been wanting to know, like, am I concerned that anti-fascism could become illegal because of Marjorie Taylor Greene's bill? And the answer is no. So in this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of background, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not concerned. My name is Christopher Goldsmith. I'm former U.S. Army Sergeant. I'm an Iraq veteran, a veterans advocate, and I am the CEO of Task Force Butler Institute and Veterans Fighting Fascism. And the reason that it's taken me so long to make this video is because, let's just say, professional Nazi hunters have been really busy since January 20th. So I have spent over a decade working with Capitol Hill to do things like pass laws. I am a former registered lobbyist and a veteran advocate. I also graduated with honors with a degree in political science from Columbia University. And my specialty there was policymaking. So let me skip to the end. Marjorie Taylor Greene did not introduce a bill to make Antifa illegal or to make Antifa terrorists. She introduced what's called a House resolution. A House resolution is a non-binding statement. And when a House resolution passes, it doesn't change the law. It just expresses the collective will or opinion of the House of Representatives. Now, unfortunately, over the last few years especially, Antifa has kind of had some problems with their reputation. And first of all, there's this idea from people like Marjorie Taylor Greene that Antifa is this like international shadowy organization. But let me give a quick reality check to people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I served in the United States Army. You know what the U.S. Army is? We are the largest and most successful anti-fascist organization in history. The men of my grandfather's generation, all of my grand uncles, they all served in the military during World War II. They were Antifa. They were as Antifa as it gets. They actually fought fascists. And by the way, they won. And this is kind of a family business now. So now that you know, you shouldn't be worried about this supposed bill. It's not a bill. It's a House resolution. It's non-binding. It doesn't turn something into a law. This is something that you should check out on your own. If you go to congress.gov, you can look it up. It's House Resolution 26. You might see it as HRES, R-E-S 26. And the text of this resolution is pretty revealing. Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about specific instances of Antifa doing things like holding up signs that say, "We are ungovernable." And she quotes an anonymous Antifa extremist who, in response to what she says is 2017 violent riots, they said, "Sometimes you have to use direct action to stop it because protesting signs, yelling is not doing anything. You have to make them afraid." Now, what happened in 2017 that Marjorie Taylor Greene did not include in this House resolution? I have a sneaking suspicion that she's talking about the neo-Nazi rally at Charlottesville, where a bunch of swastika-flying neo-Nazis, including some who carried guns and shot them at people, that they carried a bunch of tiki torches and were shouting racist and anti-Semitic slogans, and some people who considered themselves anti-fascist came out and said that's not okay. While notably, the cops kind of really stood back as these neo-Nazis were breaking the law. So why is it that you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene would write about the anonymous quote from an Antifa extremist from 2017, but not contextualize it? So look, I'm not going to fault anybody for being freaked out about this. This is a disturbing development. And as much as I'm making fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene for being stupid and aligned with Nazis, and I'm telling you that this is not a bill, so it will not become a law, and therefore I am not very concerned, I am very concerned about what Donald Trump is going to do in office. I am a threat analyst. What I do is research and investigations into real extremist organizations. Think like the terrorists who attacked the Capitol and tried to decapitate our democracy by ending Congress. You know, the people who Marjorie Taylor Greene and her buddies in Congress are friends with. You know, the insurrectionists, the violent street gangs and fascist thugs that Donald Trump saw fit to give complete total, and unconditional pardons to, those are the people that I track. And I can tell you that because it's winter right now, things are calm. People across the United States are pretty upset. So a lot of people on the left might feel like there's just not enough energy to resist the authoritarian lurch of the Trump administration. Let me tell you, as a threat analyst, I know that the protests are coming. When the weather warms up, people go outside and get more active. A lot of people don't think about political protests that way, but that's the way it is. And as Trump's fascist policies start to become more clear and present in our everyday lives, more people are going to get off the sidelines. And you are going to see people who don't consider themselves Antifa proudly wearing shirts that say that they are anti-fascists. And we're going to face a period where law enforcement has to choose a side. Are they going to let the Nazis with tiki torches run around and terrorize people? Or are they going to enforce the law? Because when law enforcement chooses not to enforce the law, and on one side you have Nazis, and on the other side you have anti-racist protesters, that's choosing a side. Some of those who work forces are the same who burn crosses. So look, Marjorie Taylor Green is creating documents that are going to help make anti-fascism more popular and more mainstream than ever before. So don't be scared about Marjorie Taylor Green. Be thankful, because for that idiot to put this in writing is just a beautiful thing. Now, if you're down with Antifa, with the anti-fascists, you can check out my organizations at taskforcebutler.org and veteransfightingfascism.org. And separate from the nonprofits, I also run a Substack where I provide news and updates relevant to everyday Americans' lives to help you learn how to be an effective and safe anti-fascist. So make sure that you subscribe to On Offense with Chris Goldsmith on Substack. And if you want to support my work directly, please consider being a paid subscriber. Because one of the things that I am concerned about is the Trump administration going after nonprofits. Last year, both Republicans and Democrats supported a bill that would allow Trump to just declare nonprofits as terrorist supporting. And that is a lot more dangerous than Marjorie Taylor Greene's House resolution.